You a Star Wars fan? Because you'll be amazed at number one, that a lot of women might be into the shit that you're into, but you're so worried about her judging you that you don't give it half a chance. But also some of the things that you're not into, you'll be amazed at how women would want to get into it because they want to get closer to you.
A lot of times they say shit like, "Oh, I'm free on weekends," or "I'm usually free on Thursdays," or whatever the hell. So if it makes sense, then then I schedule a date.
If she really liked you from the get-go, there would be no reward system you would have to look for to do anything for, right? Because it would automatically be there, And I like to do this in conversation sometimes. When you're speaking with somebody and you'll hear a girl say something like, "I'll never do this," or "I don't like this," or "I don't like that." And then you'll notice, you'll say, "Nah, I kind of like it. I like it when blah, blah, blah." And she's like, well, yeah, when you say it like that, I like it, and it's just kind of like, yeah, you switched up awfully fast for somebody that just really said they don't like something. And so, there's always been clues out there for fellas to understand, like, yo, if they really like you, they will change their whole political party.
They're not giving her real instruction. They're not letting her know what it really is. And most dudes don't do it. Most dudes don't say what it is because they're afraid to hear no, or they're afraid to bring up sex too early and all of this and all of that. But the bottom line is this. Either, again, and somebody said it, either she's feeling you or she's not. You understand? Either she's feeling you or she's not. We got to stop all this nonsense, man. Guys are too afraid to hear no, and it's like I'd rather hear no than to waste 2, 3, 4 dates and time spent, money spent, and all this other shit just to find out that you wasn't feeling me any damn way. You see what I'm saying? But so with me, first date is cool. If you don't want to do it on the first date, no problem. You could be on your period or whatever it is. There's a lot of things that could be off on the first date, right? It doesn't matter. But second date, you gotta know what it
is. For me, I like exclusive vagina to me. And that's because I don't want to catch nothing to have my later years messed up. And I like to stroke without no condom on. It feels great.
No.
So I like it.
So you like to be hugged by the sugar walls? You like to be hugged?
Yeah. I like that velvet, plush velvet. The smoothness. So,
but even then, Jay Roman, I hear you.
He don't get up for nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So, and the reason is because he has to conserve his energy to do 3 full workouts a day up until his competition date. You understand? So when he's in season, he literally just works out as hard as he can. Then he sits on the couch and his wife brings him everything. The only thing she don't do is fucking piss for him, right? So what I'm saying is, it's one thing to have a wife that does it, because you said earlier, these were the words you used. You said a woman who says, "Oh, I rock with this dude, so I don't mind doing this." But see, it's a difference between a woman who doesn't mind and a woman who cheerfully wants to do it. Understand the position of a simp. Make sure you understand the position of a friend zone nigga. Make sure you understand that a man doesn't do anything for nothing. You understand? So run the game, be careful, and do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm. And that's right there, Jay Roman. And that's the problem. Your main chick should always be prioritized over all the new chicks. Right? The new chicks should not get preferential treatment. Right? So what would make it difficult for a lot of women is if you're giving girlfriend treatment to the new chick. Right? So this is why when you very first meet women, you have to establish boundaries and parameters where they got to earn everything. So that way, when the main chick is with you and she knows you're dealing with new women, she knows they have to go through the gauntlet too. They just don't get shit quicker. Like
Kerry K set in the blaze, sagging. Miles Cunham with the game so tight. J. Roman lit the torch, keeping it right. Manhood's the challenge, skill set to master. In a world moving fast, gotta move faster. Trap beat, pounding 808, shake the floor. Guided by the host, wisdom like law. Kerry K drops jewels, the crowd enthralled. Words cut deep, no need for brawls. Miles Cunningham, tactic sharp like a dagger. Navigates the game, makes the haters stagger. Journey to manhood, no easy feat. Lessons from the masters, words concrete. J. Roman with the keys, opens the door. Manhood's the path, gotta crave for more. Manhood's the challenge, skill set to master. In a world moving fast, gotta move faster. Trap beat, pounding 808, shake the floor. Guided by the host, wisdom like law.
Yeah, we back at it. We back at it.
Skill set to master.
Gotta move faster and faster.
What's going on, fellas?
What's good?
What's good, everybody?
Yes,
Back in
sir.
the building. What's up?
Yeah, like you never left. What's going on?
There you go.
Yeah,
Life be lifing like that sometimes.
They do, man. They do. And ain't nobody caring, too. So you got to roll it.
No, nobody.
Hey, there you go. There you go. That's one thing you said right there. Don't nobody got to care. You got to go with it. Real quick, let me shout out the title, and then you gentlemen can let everybody know what you got going on. The relationship trap that makes men lose themselves. Now, let me just say this, guys. There's nothing wrong with a relationship when you're the conductor of the train. But when you're not the conductor, you're going to be the caboose, and you ain't going to like that position. Y'all got it.
Yo, you think these niggas know what a caboose is?
No, probably not.
Man, they got to know, man. Come on, man. We got better listeners than that.
They might know what the slang term is, but they probably really don't know that you talk about a fucking train. They really don't know.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Yo, that's that old nigga shit, bro. I swear. Like sometimes you be out here talking to people, and then you be like, yeah, so, Bruce Springsteen is it, or Billy Joel, and they be like, who? What?
And those are two legends, by the way. Those are two legends, by the way. They're legends. But yeah, they have some good music. I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying?
Great music, but they have no fucking ideas. So sad. All they know is this new Drake Iceman album, which is
I haven't heard not a single song from it. I haven't heard.
Hey man, you ain't. I really honestly don't believe you're missing anything. Honestly, and I'm not hating. It's just. He's never been my cup of tea. When he was doing the mixtape shit, when he first came on with Lil Wayne, I like a little bit of that shit, but after that, it's just like Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. I think Drake is good
in
for
your
a
corner of the
song
world.
too, man. I like Drake, but I like a song. Like most people albums, I usually like a song out the album.
Right. At least one. Yeah. But
my grandfather. My grandfather, man, he was big on letting me know it was just entertainment. It didn't matter what rapper. You see where he at? He on stage. He dancing for you. Okay? That's just entertainment. You ain't got to follow his life and imitate him because he ain't doing nothing but dancing for you.
Facts. Yeah, shout out to your granddad. That's facts. But so the relationship trap that makes man lose himself. Man, it's and we kind of touched on this on yesterday's show, man. Shout out to Lucario, man, and show we did yesterday. Check that out, guys. Go check it out. Go to Lucario's channel. Go to my channel. Check out the live from yesterday, man. It was heavy. But yeah, I think a lot of guys end up falling in love, man. A lot of guys. The problem with today's man is, there's a lot of different reasons that we could discuss, but why this happens. But the issue with the average man today is that he is looking to be liked. He's really seeking this validation. He wants the woman to like him. He wants to be accepted. Again, the issue with rejection is not even that the chick says no. It's not even that the chick says she had a boyfriend. or ignores the guy. It's just that it's that feeling of not being liked or accepted, and that lack of validation that really puts a lot of dudes in a spiral emotionally, because all their life, that's all they've ever known. You know, I do this and then I get some type of applause or adulation. You understand? Like, the average man today doesn't know what it means to do things for himself, truly to do things for himself, right? Because we know if I eat food, it's going to give me nutrients and I'm going to shit it out. So we know that's doing something for ourselves. But a lot of guys don't know what it means that, you know, approaching women, talking to women, practicing your social skills, that's really for you. A lot of guys don't understand that, right? They think, well, if I talk to a woman, I'm looking for a woman to like me. I'm looking for a woman to smile with me and be cool with me and be friends with me and all that type of shit. You understand? So I think the trap for a lot of guys in relationships is that a lot of dudes just happy to have a woman that's willing to pay them attention on a daily basis. Right? They're happy to have a person that they could text that's going to text them back fairly soon. They happy to have a person that they could call their boo or their bae. You understand? And so when they allow that to be their comfort, when they allow that to be the reason that they fall in love, they lose themselves because they're too focused on maintaining the validation. And so it's like, basically, the reason why they lose themselves is because they're willing to be whatever the woman wants them to be, so they can maintain the validation, and that's the trap.
Let me shout out a couple of super chats real quick. My bad. Hold on, Jay Roman. I'll pass it right back to you. Duke Lux with the $50 Norwegian krone. Appreciate you. Then he came back and threw a dub on it, as in K-Zag and 20 on it. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Jay. You got it.
No, I was just going to add another bulletin point to what Miles was saying. I think that first, a lot of guys don't like to admit what they really want. And a lot of dudes is out here trying to pretend like they don't want girlfriends, but they really do.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know, and so they have this turmoil in themselves on how to behave and how to act, because they're always trying to, or more or less, they're more influenced by others than themselves, right? Because, you know, they'll be around the fellas and act like, oh, I don't need no girl or nothing like that. But deep down inside, like Miles is saying, you want to be like, you want to have a girlfriend. You want to have a boo. That's why you're so quick to call these girls boos and whatever,
bae.
you know, oh, that's my bae and all this other stuff. Like, you want that, but then you lie and pretend and act like you don't want it. So you don't know how to move either way.
Right.
You know? And so you gotta be honest with yourself. And I'm always come back to that because, you know, Miles coined it. A lot of dudes don't have a personality where they know themselves. They don't move for themselves. They move congruent with others. That's why they always are trying to impress others with what their bae look like. You know, this is what she looks like. This is, hey, I got a baddie. I got a this one. I got a that one. That's your criteria, because your criteria is to impress others and not to see if this person really matches you.
Real quick, fellas, are we good with the calling line, Miles?
Yeah, we're good.
Guys, the calling line is open, 1-844-672-7300. Again, 1-844-672-7300. $5 to call in, $10 for a story. Now, if you have a question, those are free. You can ask those at your leisure in the chat. Put a big ass Q, in other words, all caps, followed by your question, right? And then we'll get back at y'all. And let me just say this about being liked, right? The danger in wanting to be liked, of course, you're talking about seeking validation and seeking acceptance. So if you want to be liked, that means you have an emotional void that you want somebody else to fill.
Exactly.
And that's dangerous. It's dangerous, and both men and women are guilty of it. Where they want somebody to fill this emotional void that they have, and it's impossible. And we do have a video we're going to share with you guys, and we're going to show you, right? Let me just say this real quick. Let me throw this up there. Hold on, let me see if I got it right there. I hate this word. Okay, this word compromise, right? Accept standards that are lower than is desirable, right? Now, when you talk about compromising behavior, right? An agreement made between two people or groups in which each side gives up some of the things they want, so both sides are happy at the end. So you have people trying to make each other happy. And you're going to find that happiness is personal. It's something that you do for yourself. It's an independent individual thing, right?
Mhm.
So how it's supposed to be, and just in case you men and women listening, just in case you didn't know this, how it's supposed to be is two healthy-minded individuals who are already happy on their own. See, they're meant to date each other,
Mhm.
right? But what you have a lot of people who aren't happy on their own, and they have these emotional gaps that they want others to plug in. When you run into them motherfuckers, they are a goddamn burden, right?
Exactly. Yeah, hell yeah. And real quick, guys, go to Cunningham Elements, get your soap, man. Get your lavender, get your rose. I got the Tom Ford inspired by the fragrance effing fabulous, fucking fabulous. If you're familiar, it's a really dope fragrance. So make sure you get that. The lather is dope. You know, you already know. If y'all bought my soap before, you already know the quality of the soap, man. And we also got the Masculine Identity Eau de Parfum and the Masculine Identity Sport Eau de Parfum. So you can smell good for the springtime and the summertime. So make sure y'all get your soaps and y'all colognes. Go to CunninghamElements.com. And then also make sure you go to shoplocario.com, where you can get the How to Master the Vetting Process program, and also get your online dating consultation featuring Mr. Lucario and April MC, where you get a male and female perspective. They will help you with your profile. They will help you with how to text. They will literally tell you what to text. They will also help you to know what pictures to post and how to navigate these dating apps. Truth be told, a lot of you are paying for the premium versions of these dating apps, and you still not getting the results you want. So you really need to go to shoplocario.com and get your online dating consultation from Miss Lucario and April MC. Appreciate it.
And I'm going to hop in there. This is Jay Roman. I've been gone for a couple weeks and I'm back. You can always contact me at jromanway@gmail.com. I'm really big on legacy. And I know that's kind of hard for people to think about, because it's almost like investing, because the results is in the future. You know, you have to do a lot of hard work now to actually see the results in the future. I'm big on legacy, especially if you have kids, you have family, or just even personal. When you are living in this life, hopefully as long as possible for 80, 90 years, I hope you leave some impact on it, no matter who it is, so your legacy can continue. Big on somebody saying that my grandfather or my great-grandfather has told me and took care of me and prepared me for the future. So it's hard to think about sometimes, because I know we're in a world where it's always, we want the immediate thing, instant gratification, but legacy is thinking down the line and presenting and preparing for, your children or the people around you. So.
There you go. Thanks. Whenever you're ready, Miles, we can do the video whenever you're ready.
Okay, yeah, definitely. All right.
And we'll watch the whole thing. I promise I'm not saying shit. All right, we'll watch the whole thing. And I just want guys to just pay attention. And this isn't woman bashing or anything like that. I just want guys to pay attention, right? And I know, Miles Lucario has spoke about it. We spoke about it. I've spoken about it. And we talk about consistency, and we talk about how consistency costs, right? But we also talk about gratitude, us being grateful, right? But it's not just about us being grateful. It's about those whom we bless our presence with. They're also grateful, right? And if they act anything other than grateful, then you don't have to be there, guys. I just want to let y'all know that. Let's go ahead and throw that. Let's go.
Real talk.
All right, hold on. Let me take this banner down. We can get to it.
All right.
Go ahead, Miles. You got it.
All right, here we go.
Oftentimes, people say if he wanted to, he would. But what if it's been 10 years and he still struggles with planning dates and creating romantic moments?
He don't do it often enough, or it's not as extravagant as you would like?
He doesn't do it often enough.
So if there was like a romantic moment score, how many romantic moments have you planned?
Over half.
So it's like 60-40, you're saying?
Let's talk about bills.
He
Is the
pay all
bills
the bills.
50-50? He pays it all?
Yes.
That's romantic.
Romantic.
You don't know how much your rent is, your lights are, your car is, but you had to pick out the restaurant, so you feel like you're not doing enough.
Can you show the
Girl.
ring? It's bust down. Look at it.
We out here fighting for our lives.
He bought you this?
Yeah.
That's crazy. How romantic is that? Is that romantic?
Is that a promise ring
Did he
or an
actually
engagement
get down
ring?
on a knee and like do it this way?
At
What kind of
home.
ring is
At home.
So we got a call. 447. You're on live with the Manhood is a Skill Set Show. Name, age, city. Where did you send it? Okay, where did you send it, Samuel? Okay. Okay, Zach, you good?
Well, we can't hear Samuel.
Oh, you can't hear him?
No, I didn't hear Samuel. I don't know about Zag.
Oh, shit. Let me see. The same shit happened last week. I don't know what's going on, man. Let me see. If maybe if I take this off the screen.
I can't hear Zag either right now if he's saying anything.
Well, he's on mute.
Yeah, I'm on mute.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear Samuel now? No. All right, let me see if I take this off. Hold on. All right, give me 1 second, Samuel. These fucking technical difficulties.
And why are you working on that?
Go ahead, Samuel.
Hello, can everyone hear me? Hello?
Can you hear him now?
Okay, I can hear him now.
All right, go ahead,
Yeah, I was gonna tell him thank you for calling earlier.
Thank you. I did have a question on the chat, but I just want to call up the Q&A. Basically, what causes men to pedestalize, beautiful women and all that? Would you say this goes back to their childhood? Maybe they were validated enough by their mother, or maybe they were bullied or something. What causes men to put women on such a high pedestal and compromise that identity?
I can hear me right.
Yeah, and we can hear Samuel.
Because the caller, I can hear him, but he sounds distant. But I can hear him. Look, let me just say this. Y'all have to stop making excuses about your childhood. Oh, my childhood, I was conditioned. Here's the reality. As a grown man, you know what feels right and what doesn't. You know what feels right and what doesn't. You know if a woman talks to you a certain way, you don't like it. You know if you feel like I don't want to do this, and you're reluctantly going along, which is to acquiesce. You know you don't like it, so why do it?
Yeah. Well, the question was, why do we pedestal women so much? I mean, okay, there's a lot of reasons, right? There's a lot of reasons where initially as young men, we've been conditioned. There's a lot of conditioning involved. We've been conditioned to seek the validation of our mothers. Okay.
Yeah.
We've been conditioned where we might see our fathers do something for our mothers, and we don't really know. We don't realize that the man is actually leading. We see that our dad is doing something for our mother, not realizing that he's doing something to show up based on the standard of his masculine identity. And she benefits from whatever he does, right? Because a man who really buys flowers, he doesn't really buy flowers for his woman. He buys flowers because that's the way he wants to show up for his woman. You understand? So it has more to do with his identity. But the child seeing it happen, he's hearing and thinking, oh, my dad bought flowers for my mother. You understand? My dad bought flowers to make my mother happy. My dad took my mother out to dinner to make her happy. So everything, we get conditioned to think that a man does things for a woman to make her happy, right? And then we hear things throughout the course of our lives through TV and magazines and radio and even on social media at this point. We hear, oh, happy wife, happy life. The woman is the prize. Girls and women are sugar and spice and everything nice. And, as long as you keep your woman happy, everything is fine. So, yes, there's a whole host of conditioning, right? But the truth is that no one does anything for anyone else. We are all selfish beings by logic and nature. Everything that we do for ourselves. It is a huge fucking deception being told that you've done anything for anyone. Even when you give a bum on the street money, you're doing it for the feeling like you gave to someone. You didn't really do it for the bum because you don't know what the bum is going to really do with that money, do you? So how could you know the effect that it's going to actually have on the bum. You get that bum $5, he's going to get a nickel bag of fucking crack, and he's going to ruin his life even worse. So if your aim was to make his life better by giving him $5, your aim or your intention has now been canceled. So the truth is, you actually handed him the $5 for your own personal selfish reasons, not because you wanted to make that bum's life better. Do you understand? So it's a big deception in general that we're doing things for the other person. None of us do anything for the other person. Now, when we become men, right? Even when we approach a woman, we think, oh, well, I want to approach her and I want to say something smooth and I want to say the right thing and I want her to be happy and I want her to like me and I want to say something to make her feel good so she'll like me back because I'm doing it for her validation, just like I saw my father do for my mother. Do you understand? So it's a big fucking deception. It's a huge goddamn deception. Now, how to get around this? We have to all come to terms with the truth. Number one, we're all selfish. None of us do anything for anyone. And number two, I'm a fucking man. I'm the leader. So anything I do for myself. And I'm only trying to find the women that are in line with that. See, over at the Masculine Identity Membership, this is what I teach my guys. There's no such thing as right or wrong within the confines of the laws of the land and bringing harm to anyone else or yourself. But there's no such thing as right or wrong. Because if we subscribe to right or wrong, that means we are depending on the morality of others. The only thing that is true is aligned and misaligned. So there are things that are aligned with our masculine identity, and there are things that are misaligned with our masculine identity. The trick is to focus on what's aligned with your masculine identity. If you're doing anything else, you're fucking lying to yourself. So that's why men pedestal women. That's why men, they magnify their desire for a woman to think that the woman is better than them. They literally think that the better looking a woman is, the better a person that she is, when nothing is further from the fucking truth. So the real thing is for us to really get into the truth of what we're looking at and understand that we're not doing anything for the woman. We're doing everything for ourselves, and we're only looking for the women that are aligned with our masculine identity.
Let me throw this in there.
It's like what K-Zag said. Don't go for beauty, look for duty.
Exactly.
Let me add this. Okay. Hold on, Sam. Be quiet, Sam. Be quiet.
Hold on.
So this is what a guy's got to understand real quick. When we talk about compromising, which means to accept standards less than desired, right? See, here's the problem with leaning on. Now, it's true. Two things could be true at the same time. We all came up in the same goddamn society, right? So we were all conditioned to a degree. Now, depending on your upbringing and your religious background, maybe some of us were conditioned more than others, but we all came up in the same fucking world, right? Here's the thing. Men, we made choices to not go with the flow and said, nah, I don't like none of that shit that they're doing over there. That shit really don't benefit me. I'm a selfish being, just like that female is selfish. See, she wants me to do it her way. I don't want to do it her way. I want to do it my way and fuck with the bitches that's going to go with my way, right? So what I was saying, in a lot of situations, you'll have women that will call men selfish because men don't want to change their ways. Basically, what a woman is saying is, I mean, you're cute, you're cool, but if I'm really going to be with you, you got to move some things around in your life. I don't like this, I don't like that. And if you're unwilling to move those things around, you're selfish, right? So if you call somebody selfish, that implies that you're selfless. If she was really selfless, why would she come into your life and try to get you to move shit around? That's the epitome of her being selfish, not giving a fuck about how you want to do what you want to do. So when you compromise yourself, right? Shout out to my masculine identity. What you're saying is, the shit that I like to do, I'm going to put to the side so I can have her.
Facts.
Yeah, man.
And that includes other women. That includes other women. You ain't got to give up. Why you got to give up the other women to get her?
There's.
Yeah.
Are you the one that put the question? Would you say men who compromise their identity have deep childhood wounds?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, yeah. So we all have things from our childhood that was good and that was bad that we have to deal with. But one of the things that always gets me is when you say childhood wounds, right?
Mm.
So in those moments, you had a child's mind.
Mm.
As an adult now, you should be able to recognize the good, the bad, and work on yourself so those things no longer affect you. And I feel like people refuse to work on things, to learn and grow, like Zach said earlier, so they can hold it and have it as an excuse. I act this way because when I was 13, my dad did this and da-da-da. Well, if you know right from wrong, from this moment on, you knew your dad was wrong, so don't continue what you know is wrong. You cannot hold it as an excuse anymore.
Right.
It's once you know what's the saying legally? Like if you know the law, ignorance of the law is not absent.
Ignorance is no excuse for not knowing the
Yeah.
law.
Absence of the law, right?
I got a ticket and the motherfucking cop told me that shit.
Yeah, so which means at this point, you should know when you're older now, you should know, look, I was affected by what happened in my childhood. I'm no longer in that situation. It's time for me to learn and grow so it no longer affects me. As an adult, if you still hold yourself in that childhood area, that's on you and nobody else.
It's a choice.
So you got to get rid of that. That's not an excuse to go somewhere and do things with young ladies that you don't want to be because your mom told you sit there and be quiet. It's no longer an excuse for that. All right. So I would say definitely, Sam, I know you're a member of one of Zags or Miles. You got to be, because that would not be a question. Things like that we have to get past.
So let me say this real quick. When I was younger, I had both my parents in the home. For the better part of my childhood, all the way up until maybe I was about 12 or 13, my mom was a stay-at-home mother. Stay-at-home wife, stay-at-home mother. She didn't work. And she started working later, after we all got older and shit. My point is, I grew up seeing my dad pay for everything. Let me tell you how that impacted me. Zero. Let me tell you a story, right? When I was a teenager, I remember I had this little girlfriend or whatever, and a little Korean chick. And I was in her crib, right? And her parents, I was cool with her parents. I was in a living room with her. We was watching a commercial. We were watching a show on TV, but a commercial came on where it was some kind of nail kit, right? And it was November, right? It was the month is November now. She's saying, hey, Christmas is coming up. I want you to give me that. I went to the kitchen and got her dad and said, hey, there's a commercial on. Your daughter wants you to see something. She wants you to get her. Right? All right. True story. I swear to God. Now, I was 17, 18 at the time. I never liked when women asked me for shit. I hate this shit. I never liked it. So even though I saw my dad buy everything for my mom, that shit didn't make me want to do that shit.
To this day,
that bitch
bro.
asked me for that shit. I went and got her dad. Like, hey. And it's not that I got a problem spending money on women. Yo, Miles, when I'm with a chick, and I know you can feel me on this, and Jay Roman, when you got your lady, you're generous with your lady. I'm generous as hell, right? But bitch, if you ask me for shit, it's a problem. I don't like it.
I don't like it, bro. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So what else you got on your mind, Sam?
Oh, nothing really. I just want to say I'm a loyal supporter of the chat. Kay's my coach. He's helped me out a lot in my life, in my dating. But I keep getting banned on the chat for no reason. That's scary. Probably banned me for no reason today, but he has done me now. But thank you for all your help, man.
Okay. All right.
LaCarl, you're saying your mic is off.
Mine? Oh, my mic is off. Okay. All right.
Zach, can you hear me, Zach?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I have to turn my mic off so y'all can hear Samuel for some reason. Something's weird with the roadcaster. That's why.
All right. Yeah, I will tell you this, Samuel. I remember you now. You've called in before. You talked about people banning you. I never hear you say anything like, I've done this, and this is why, and I'm going to change it. It's almost like you blame everybody else first before you take responsibility. And that's just me listening a few times to you. Like, at the age we are at now, as adults here, you know, you have to understand where you're standing at, where you at in life is all because of you.
Facts.
Either the decisions you made or the decisions you didn't make. It's because of you.
Yeah.
So switch over seats and start driving. Don't be a passenger in your own car.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's choices. It's personal choices now. You're making choices.
All right, Sam. Respect, bro. Have a great weekend.
You take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Let me. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna restart my roadcaster.
All right, go ahead. Do your thing.
I know it's hard for people to think about that, man. They want to blame other people, you know. And when you come to reckoning, you have to realize everything you got.
And that was his question right there.
Oh, okay, yeah. What's so crazy is like a lot of times when you do great things, you want the accolades for doing something great, right? You know, you want people to notice what you did and all this stuff. But as soon as you do something, it's always, well, it's because of this and it's because of that. You got to accept the good with the bad.
Yeah, facts. You know, I think real quick, okay. For me personally, as I get older, I'm starting to realize that the only question I need to ask before I do something is, am I going to like it? Am I going to be satisfied with the outcome? Everything beyond that, I do not give two shits, including my family, my lady, whatever, bro. It will. Can I look at myself in the mirror when I'm done? That's it. You got it, kid.
No, I just and it goes back to what Jerome was just saying, guys. Because I hear guys all the time, you know, they want to blame social conditioning and their childhood and all of this, and a lot of y'all haven't experienced any real trauma. I mean, y'all haven't really experienced any real trauma. You know, just because your daddy didn't go to your t-ball games and, you know, because your mama yelled at you all the time and shit. No, you know what I'm saying? Now, if she cursed you out on a daily basis when you was like 3, you know what I'm saying? Like fuck you, you ain't shit, little nigga. You know what I'm saying? She told you that the whole time. I could see that. I could see that fucking with you a little bit, right? But after a while, here's the thing.
As soon as you touch the vagina, it should be all washed away. You know what? I ain't that bad. Okay.
Look, guys, if you really experience some shit, go see somebody about it, right? You can't say, you know, because my mama, you know, told me I ain't shit. That turned me into a bitch, so I let women walk all over me. Like, you can't use that as an excuse.
Right.
I mean, maybe you ain't shit, but you still can't use that as an excuse to let people mistreat you. I'm saying,
right?
Yeah.
Y'all remember that on the 5 Heartbeats? You ain't gonna be shit because I ain't shit.
Oh man. We back on the video. My bad. Hold on. Yeah, we back on the video, man, because that nigga Sam called in right in the middle of the goddamn video. All right, hold on.
At least he called early. That's all I know.
Yeah, at least he called early. All right, can y'all see it? Let me know if y'all can see it.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
He did it at the home. Where you want him to do it at?
On the beach.
So you feel like he's not doing enough.
Can you show the ring? It's bust down. Look at it.
We out here fighting for our lives.
He bought you this?
Yeah.
That's crazy. How romantic is that? Is that romantic?
Is that a promise ring?
Did he actually get down on a knee and like do it this way?
At home. At home.
He did it at the home. Where you want him to do it at?
On the beach.
I'm not in the business of telling women to settle, because if you need those things, then you need those things. True. But we have to acknowledge people's romance languages might be different. For him, the idea of romance is providing you with a soft life that you don't know how much your bills are. You don't know the next time the oil need to be changed. You don't know what the lights or the Wi-Fi cost. For him, it's romantic to take care of you. For you, your idea of romance could be based around what we've seen in movies or what we've scrolled on. And I'm not in the business of telling women to not go after what they want, but if you know that's not his idea of romance, then what does it lose you to have to plan those moments with him if he's doing everything else to provide a soft life for you? That frees up some of the energy for you to be the romantic one in the relationship. Because while he's out working to take care of 100% of the house, that gives you more free time to come up with fun date night things to do. I wish I could be home right now going, what?
Yeah, bitch, do your part. My bad.
While he at work doing all of the goddamn heavy lifting.
More.
Right.
More. It's always it's more. I want more. People used to leave relationships because they weren't happy. Now they leave relationships because they want to be happier. The more you see, the more you want. The more you see, the more you want. The more food you see, the more food you want. 90% of the commercials that you see is to sell you something, is to convince you that what you have is not good enough. And as a man, what does that look like? When every time you come home, the price go up.
All right. So let me, and I want guys to understand, when you start off with women compromising, the whole relationship is one big compromise. You got to keep compromising. But not only that, I want guys to understand something, because she's talking about him being more romantic. When she met that young man, she already knew he wasn't romantic like that. But now she wants him to become that. Why? Because he's already compromised before. Why can't he compromise some more and do more of this? So when you start compromising, and look, let me tell you this. To compromise means to settle. They both settled, right? They both settled. Now, based on what she's saying, she ain't paying no bills, right? But she want him to do everything, right? And he's like, God damn, when is enough enough? And that, guys, that usually comes from a woman you've given everything to for free. She didn't have to earn anything. You just gave her shit.
Exactly. Well, see, that goes to what I was saying before about we as men, we need to stop the mindset or the thought that we're doing something for a woman. You understand? The more we think we're doing something, see, and the reason why I know about this is because I've lived through this mistake. I've lived it, so I know I know what I'm talking about, right? Where when you think you're doing something for a woman, you start to, every time you add another tally to the board, like, oh yeah, I did this for her, then I did that for her, then I did this for her. So the more you do that, is the more you start to say to yourself, well, the fact that I did all this, quote unquote, for her means that she should have some type of understanding. It means that she should have some type of reciprocation. And so the more that you do for someone is the more you begin to expect things from them. And what do we know about expectation? Expectation leads to disappointment. Okay, so once you keep doing these things for the other person, then you start to say to yourself, yeah, well, she got to start treating me right. She got to start appreciating me one day. She got to start respecting me one day. But then you come home and then here she go talking about, now you see a fucking clip on the internet of your fucking wife on some fucking podcast show talking about, oh, well, my husband don't be planning this and he not romantic enough. And meanwhile, you busting your ass, doing everything, taking care of everything, thinking I'm doing this for her. You see, when you know that you're doing everything for yourself, you don't have any expectations. So when you hear a bitch act stupid or talk stupid, it don't even faze you, because you already know bitches be tripping. You already know. You understand what I'm saying? But when you think, man, I'm doing this for her, so she's gonna appreciate me, and then you see something like this on the internet, your mind goes through a different level of, like, betrayal and heartbreak. You understand? At this point, you would have much rather found out she was fucking another nigga than you was doing, quote unquote, doing all this for her, and she still don't appreciate you. You see what I'm saying? So, or it might be actually equal. You know what I mean? Because it's like she sticking the knife in and twisting it because you thought you was doing this for her. So my thing is this, guys, always remember, anything you're doing, make sure you're doing it for yourself. If you say I got a woman and I want to make sure I take care of 100% of the bills, please do it because that is your program. Please do it because that is the type of man that you are. Understand that any woman, if you do that, say to yourself, any woman that I'm with, that's what I do because that's my program, because I want my woman to be feminine and stress free. You understand? Make sure you're doing it for those reasons and you're doing it for your reasons, not for her. Because once you do that shit, then you're going to expect things from her that you can't get. And I always remind guys of this. As a man, there is no real way for a woman to reciprocate what you give her, because she's not a fucking man. She's not as valuable as you in the scheme of leadership and provision, foundation, security, logic, order, structure. A woman can't give you that. She can't give you that. So you looking for a woman to give you back anything, you're being foolish, and that's it.
I think that it's two sides of a coin that we just heard of the same coin, right? And I think the trap that a lot of guys get into is when they do have their own program, their own personality, their own thing. And like you said, any woman would have got that treatment.
Woman.
Right? But now we got to add what Zag said. And I think that's where the mistake comes in, where you are giving any woman that treatment, but she doesn't deserve it yet.
Yeah, right. Yep.
So, it's easy to fall into the trap because you're being the man that you want to be. I'm a type of man that I want to take care of my lady, but does she deserve all that I gave at that time? And I think that's where the trap comes in at, because you're ready to be the man that you want to be with a woman in your world. But did that woman display things to deserve the type of man that you were going to be?
Exactly.
And that's the only thing that you guys have to understand. Yes, you're going to move the way you want to move, but you're moving in accordance if the person deserves to be in your world or not. And I think a lot of guys have moved and they've done things and they supported women or been this type of man to do these things. However, they did it because they had the woman there and not actually because she deserved to be there.
You know what?
And then they're trying to claw their way back out of it and make different moves. And it doesn't work like that, because once you've compromised and given something to somebody that really didn't deserve it, it's hard to go back from there. So and that's a whole nother different discussion. But, and that's the thing. So I understand how this trap can easily be gotten into and not easily getting out of. But you have to make sure that whatever you do, it's deserving of the person. You're going to give. Go ahead, Zach.
Oh, go ahead. You got it.
No, I said you're going to give this person, if you're set and you know yourself, anybody would get this treatment. It's just if they deserve it or not.
I will go as far as to say this. This is some disloyal shit on her part. She's disloyal as fuck. Okay. And a lot of guys, they're going to look at this and be like, but how? She ain't cheating. See, a lot of you guys, y'all look at disloyalty just through sex, right? And the reason why you look at it that way is because you're insecure about sex. No. Why are you in an audience talking about our shit to these strangers?
Right.
Trying to get advice on how to deal with me, your man. Wait, hold on. The only person that can give you advice on how to deal with me is me, bitch.
Right.
I'm the only one that can give you that tutelage on how to deal with me, bitch. Right. So this is what guys got to understand. When women, and it's bigger than just this show. It's women complaining to their work husbands, their co-workers, their friends, their family about you. It's everybody, anybody they complain to, right? And I want guys to understand what that signifies. If your woman is getting into the ear of other people about y'all shit. Now, if you're mistreating her and you're doing her dirty, that's one thing. But in this case, that's not the case. He's just an ungrateful, complaining ass chick. What happens is when a woman goes and she seeks allies, because that's what women do. See, men, they just vent. Women, they seek allies. That's what they want, allies in their quest for attention, right? So the fact that she's going to other people seeking advice about you means she can be influenced by the opinions of others when it comes to you. That's not good.
Exactly.
That's not good. If other people outside of your union with your woman can influence how she moves within your relationship, your shit is fucked. And you're not only are you not leading it, but she doesn't respect it or you. Y'all got it.
Usually on these videos, there's not a lot I agree with the panel, but I agree with this panel 100%. Hold on. What is your true complaint?
Yeah.
The only thing I can say is that I don't like the fact that they were like, well, if he pays 100%, like how much more does he have to do to get you to do the part where you say, I'm concerned about the romantic portion of our relationship? See, the thing is, it's when you're in a relationship, it's y'all relationship. If you want romantic in your relationship, bring romantic in your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I should have to pay 100% of the bills for you to say, okay, that's my responsibility. If you're thinking about it, then do it.
Yeah,
bring
just
romantic in the relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Say, hey, I planned a weekend to get away. I planned this because you don't really plan them. I don't know why you don't plan them. So what? I'm gonna make sure our relationship has this instead of sitting back and waiting for him to do it. You know, so that's my only thing. He shouldn't have to pay 100% of the bills to get you to do anything. You should be in the relationship with him and just doing your part. So, you know,
right.
This is why for most people monogamy don't work right here. I'm gonna tell y'all why. Now people gonna hear this, they ain't gonna like this. See, the monogamy shit. Think about what she's complaining about. When she was single and she was dealing with her husband and she probably was fucking another dude or two, she probably had one of them ultra romantic niggas. But he wasn't willing to do what her husband is willing to do, so she chose her husband. Or should I say settled for her husband. See, when you start talking about exclusivity and being in these monogamy-oriented relationships, you're always sacrificing something because you got to give up something, right?
Thanks.
So you might have, as an example, fellas, guys, you might have a chick or chicks that you're dealing with who they're just more fun to be with. There's things you enjoy doing with them that doesn't exist with the woman you happen to be rocking with the most. So in order to get her in that monogamous relationship where you got to be sexually exclusive, you got to give up that chick, right? So for these women, guess what? In many cases, they end up giving up shit too, right? They got that little roster. So to be with this one guy, they give up shit. So when they give up shit, what do? They get on they Build-A-Bear shit and start trying to, everything that them niggas was giving her that you wasn't, now she's trying to get all that shit from one source. You, nigga. You, right? But and that's what happens. And then guys end up trying to be something they were never meant to be, to not only get the bitch, but to keep the bitch, right? My thing is, if you're not a romantic nigga, tell that bitch, hey, if you want a romantic dinner, bitch, I'm gonna need you to cook it. I'm gonna need you to put the candlelights on the table. I'm gonna need you to do all that. Just tell me when to show up, bitch, I'm there. And then I'm gonna dick you down. How was that for romance? If that's your thing, right? My thing is, if you're not a flower buying nigga, rose petal all the way to the bed type of nigga, if that ain't you, that ain't you. Don't do that shit then.
Don't do it.
If that ain't you. Because and here's the biggest reason why you should not do it. If it ain't you, you're not gonna be able to consistently do it. You're gonna forget, you're gonna lapse, it's gonna lose your mind, it's gonna go from your mind. But also, here's the key component. The moment you get mad at your chick, the first thing you're gonna stop doing is the shit you never really wanted to do to begin with. And now you got animosity and resentment in your shit. Y'all got it.
And not to mention, on average, she's gonna expect it from you as well. Because once you do something, that's how women are. Once you fucking do one thing, it's automatically in the fucking books now. It's in the stars now. You understand? It's on the fucking contract now. It's in the writer. You understand? You got to be very fucking careful what you introduce to a female, because as soon as you do that shit, especially if it's something that she enjoys, it is now a part of the bare minimum. Okay. So, and a lot of guys, they do shit to attract women that's not really them. This is why I said earlier, there are things that are aligned with your masculine identity, and there are things that are misaligned or not aligned with your masculine identity. You should be doing only things that are aligned with your masculine identity to attract women, because in that same vein, you're going to continue to do those things that are aligned with your masculine identity, and you want it to be natural. You want it to be easy to maintain those things. Why? Because that's what you usually do, because you're that type of guy. Don't come out here be doing shit that you're not. Don't be out here stunting and you rented a car for the weekend. So you popping bottles and you acting a certain way. You buying sections and, you rented a chain and you rented the Lambo for the weekend and you acting like you this big, you some rich nigga or whatever. Look, at that
you
point,
rent a chain?
Wait, did you say rent chain? Wait,
You can rent a chain? Hold on. I'm about to say, hold on. That's a new one to me.
Oh my God. These some suckers out here.
You can rent chains. You can borrow chains. Yes, you can.
Wow.
These some suckers out here.
Bro, I know jeweler niggas that let people, they rent out the chain for the weekend. Like, I know guys personally that's what they do. But, so these things happen, right? And so what happens is the woman is looking at you like, oh, that's the bare minimum. He always got a chain. He always got a Lamborghini. He's always renting out, the section at the club and getting bottle service. That's just what my nigga do. Then once you find out you don't do that on the regular, now all of a sudden you all type of fake ass dudes and bitch ass niggas. You understand what I'm saying? So again, you can't fake the funk, bro. Not because you're trying to impress a chick, but because you don't want to be held to some type of standard that's not really you. Because when the shit hits the fan and she find out that it's not really you, then a lot of shit gonna blow up in your face, and that's when you get your busted out windows and your tires slashed and your name dragged through social media and all this other dumb shit. And you all types of small dick niggas and all this nonsense.
Even
real quick, rent chains, that floor, I'm still mystified at that shit, bro. Yeah. I'm like, I'm floored. You can rent jewelry to fake for these females?
Yo, one of my homeboys I used to chill in New York. One of my homeboys was a jeweler, bro, like straight jeweler. He would rent chains for the week or for the weekend. Hell yeah, I'm telling you.
Damn.
I'm telling you. Diamond crusted everything.
Even if you do something every day, it loses, or every week, it loses its luster after a while.
Yeah, literally.
And when it becomes expected, it also becomes unappreciated.
Exactly.
It's different when it's done and it's surprising and says, oh, I bought you flowers, and oh man, you ain't bought me flowers in almost a year or so. It feels special. Let me take care of this. But as soon as you buy flowers every month, after a while, it becomes like a background. It's not appreciated the way you might want it to be appreciated. So, right. If you don't believe me, try it and see.
Mm-hmm.
Guys,
go ahead, try it and see.
Go ahead, Jay Roman.
I did once, and that's how I know.
I'll say this too. Like, that's a great point you brought up, Jay Roman, when you said once you do something all the time, it falls into the background, and it becomes unappreciated. And it's not even anything malicious. It's just if you get used to something,
human nature, bro.
Yeah, it's just human nature. Like, if you get used to something, it's not as important. It's not as significant anymore. And what I'm saying is why that is so important is that this is the difference between marriages that last and marriages that fizzle out, marriages that don't last too long. Because what happens is, especially a lot of these Hollywood marriages, they last only as long as the magic lasts. You understand? The marriages that stay is those marriages where people love you for literally the crust of you. Like, they can't see themselves being without you, but simply because you're you, not because of anything you do for them materially, not for anything, not for the sex, not for nothing. You have become a fucking fixture in their reality, and they couldn't see themselves being without you, and they just want to be with you just because. They don't even have to talk to you. They could sit and watch, grass grow or watch paint dry with you and be happy about that. And that's the type of person that you're really looking for, which is why, for me, that's why I talk about having a masculine identity, because when a woman really loves or likes who you are, it's different. It's different from when she just likes what you do for her. because as soon as you stop doing the thing that she likes, she's not going to like you anymore. And she's not going to want to be with you anymore. You understand? So that's why a lot of these dudes get so fucked up, because you met your bitch at the club while you had a section, while you was ordering bottle service. And then every week after that, you took her to the club. But then a couple of months after that, you was like, all right, yeah, let's do some regular shit. Now let's just meet at the crib and Netflix and chill. Now she looking at you like, wait, what happened to the section at the club? What happened to the bottles and shit? And you like, oh, well, I thought we could, get a little change of pace because it's just me and you. And she looking at you like, just me and you. Nigga, I never wanted it to be just me and you. I wanted it to be me, you, the club, and the bottle service. The fucking lifestyle. That's why when these niggas talk that looks, money, status shit, I be looking at them like, all right, nigga, if that's the type of bitch you want, but just understand, once the looks, money, and the status go away, your bitch go away too. Just it's like in them stories where the genie grants you a wish, and then once the wish get fucked up, everything that came with the wish goes away. You see what I'm saying?
Yep. And this is, guys, and it goes back to compromising. A lot of you guys, you're compromising already. All you looks maxers, gym maxers, get your money up, she will come, and all. A lot of you guys, you're compromising. You're compromised mentally and emotionally already because you're doing shit to try and get women, right? What befuddles me, what really has me like, what the hell do dudes be thinking? Is guys will say, "Oh, I want a girlfriend," and I've said this. Never in my life have I ever thought about that. Like, oh, I want a girlfriend. I that shit don't cross my mind. It never, even when I was a teenager. Because my thing is, until I have met a woman who is doing things to make me view her that way, why the fuck would I think about a girlfriend? I literally have to have a woman that I'm already dealing with who is moving in such a way where I'm down to explore that with her. Now I'm thinking about, you know what? I didn't want a girlfriend at first, but she making me change my mind, right? That's how that shit should go. I've never walked down the streets of San Antonio and said, it's a nice sunny Saturday. I want a girlfriend, someone I can hold hands with, someone I can hop on a trolley with. No, absolutely not, right? And it goes back to what we were saying at the beginning, searching for acceptance, right? You have a lot of guys and women too. They're looking for companionship, but they're looking for companionship out of loneliness. And they're looking for someone to pass the time with. And to your point, Miles, what you really want is you want someone who thinks the world of you and they genuinely just want to be around you.
That's it.
They just want to be around. Like, I love this motherfucker, but it's deeper than love. I genuinely like the company of this person. I like being with them. I would rather I could go out with my girls, not tonight, or I could be out with my girls, and when he call, I'm dropping. All right, ladies, my nigga call, I'm out. Girl, we just got here. I know, hey, had fun. See you again next week, but he calling, right? Especially when she see you like once a week, and then you call her on an off day, like, hey, girl, I got some free time with you. Oh shit, hold on. And that usually comes, and I think, Miles, one of y'all said it. I think both of y'all said it, where when women get used to shit, it's in the background. So if you give women unabated access to your time and you're seeing them 3-4 days a week within a month of knowing them, your time becomes obsolete. It's not even your time anymore. It's something that's expected. It's not something that they look forward to because you gave so much of your time to them, they don't look forward to it. You want a woman who looks forward to seeing you, so when she around you, she appreciates you. And because she appreciates you, she gonna make sure she act right because she don't want to lose access. Go ahead, J. Roman.
Nah, I'm just sitting here and I'm just like listening, and I just want to be real though. Like, my issue back in the day was having so many that I didn't recognize the ones that were like that, Zach. They all displayed. They all displayed that, right? But you didn't know which one was genuine and which one wasn't. And I'm not saying wanting a girlfriend is wrong. What I'm saying is some of you guys are lying to yourselves, pretending like you don't want one. My thing is you should know exactly what you want so you can move in accordance to that. So if you want a girlfriend, then you would move differently and like the time that you spend, because you know what you're after. And I'm not saying you're going to spend more time. I'm just saying that, you're going to be a little more directive on as far as like, okay, I can't spend this much time with you because we got to build this thing the way I want to build it to make sure it is genuine. You ever find like a pair of panties in your house and you don't know which one?
Bruh, I gave a pair of panties to the wrong chick. Oh,
I just start throwing them away. Like, I'm throwing it away. I don't even mention it. Right? You throw it away. I started throwing stuff away
because the last chick. I just thought it was her and shit. But go ahead.
Yeah, it would be so sometimes after a while everything looks the same, right? Because you know yourself. You know what type of girl even likes you. Like I even know what type of girl likes me, right? I may not like that type of girl, but I even know what type of girl likes me from the jump, right? So everything seems to look the same. Everything seems to feel the same because you know the type of reaction you're going to get when you do certain things. So that's why you need to be intentful in knowing what you want so you can move accordingly to that. So I just think that, sometimes I'm looking at some of the comments and stuff like, oh yeah, you should never want a girlfriend. And I ain't saying you should never want one. At some point,
there's nothing wrong with having a girlfriend relationship or even a wife. There's nothing wrong with any of that.
At some point, I started to value familiarity. Is that a familiarity? Familiarity. Somebody consistent, right? Because I didn't want to have to explain the rules again to somebody else.
Right.
Like, hey, this is it. So, like, there's gonna be times for some men. I'm not saying all, but if you spend a lot of time with a lot of different women, you might want to say, okay, I want some consistency coming around here. But
or even not even just wanting, is appreciating when you see it. When a woman is consistent and she's showing up, and in some cases she's showing out and she's consistent with it. See, that's the kind of shit that make me take notice. Like, I wasn't really thinking about a relationship, but shorty making me look at her different. Like, she cute, the sex is amazing. You know what I'm saying? She could cook a little bit. You know what I'm saying? She smells good. She good to me and shit. Hold on, let me think about some things. So there's nothing wrong, and I want to be clear. I want guys to understand. There is nothing wrong with having a girlfriend or a woman in your life and y'all are close like that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having a wife or wanting to be married because you want a family. And Jay Roman, you talked about legacy, right? I'm a father. I've been married, all of that shit. So I definitely I understand that from every angle. I understand that from the former husband, the father, the guy who just wants some pussy every now and again. I understand that from every single angle, right? But to your point, Jay Roman, a lot of these guys that consume this information, they don't want a bunch of casual sex partners. They want a girlfriend. They want to be booed up, but they're trying to convince themselves that they should be fucking a lot. And my thing is, this is what I would say about casual sex. You should only be indulging in casual sex because you enjoy fucking. That should be the only reason why you're having casual sex, is because you like sex. You should not be indulging in casual sex encounters hoping or believing it's going to turn into something different. That's a mistake.
Facts.
So Unique says, as Mr. Lucario said, do you know how hard it is to get rid of a woman who actually likes you? Yes. Women who truly invest in you will not complicate their position with you. They will respect you fully. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you have a woman that really wants to be there, and it's about you, and all that extra shit, the dates and anything else you guys do, that shit is just sprinkles on top of a fucking cupcake, right? But she just enjoys you. She enjoys you for you. You, the person, the individual. A lot of guys have never experienced that because when you very first meet women, you're compromising yourself out the gate. You're already capitulating. You're already acquiescing. So the woman is already running you, right? If you, I want guys to understand this. when you follow women, you'll never see that side of them where they show you that adulation and that admiration. You'll never see it.
Right.
Now, when you're following them, you won't.
Crazy.
And the stuff. I remember. Yeah. I'm saying, hey, you got to go. I got somebody else coming. Okay. This is crazy.
All calm. See, but that's the best ones. The best ones are the ones who don't kick up no dust. They accept things how they are, no matter how they might be feeling inside.
Only for a while. I've never been in, and maybe this is back when I had a game, but not enough. I don't know, but I've never been in a situationship or been involved with any woman that was able to hold up their end of the bargain on not catching feelings.
Oh yeah, they're gonna catch feelings.
It hasn't. It just never has happened where, because after a while, I had this one lady tell me one time, and this is the part where I learned through experience that you do too much for you allow them too much access if you're not going to be boyfriend and girlfriend, right? If you're not aiming for certain things, there's certain things you shouldn't do.
Right.
But she sat up on the bed one day and told me, she's like, after we've been messing with each other about 6 months, it's like, you know what? We never been out. How come we never been out? Like you're taking me anywhere and anything like that or nothing like that. And I was sitting there like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Just never came to it. Like we met at the night. We stay night creatures. Like if I met you at the night, we night creatures now. Like, I don't know. It just, she was expecting more this whole time. And I was thinking we were cool where we were at.
Right.
She was just abiding her time. Yep. Thinking probably to herself, if I just keep putting more time in, he will see something different. And I'm thinking, you're my 12 o'clock. Or my 2 o'clock when I get out of the club, and you're cool like that. We vibe like that. But and I'm not saying one is right or wrong. I'm just saying that I wasn't moving with the intent I needed to move and establish what we were. So she never asked that question. So she never felt the way she felt.
Right.
So she maintained the night with her? Choice that she made. Well, she was coming over at 2:30 in the morning. Yeah, I was. Yeah, we were spending the night
right there. Because if she would have been your 2:30 and you would have dug her out for 30, 45 minutes and then sent her skipping back home, she probably would have got the picture.
Right. Yeah. You had a night. You had a night. Yeah. Y'all took a couple showers together too, didn't you?
Yeah.
That'll do it.
I mean, I was bouncing at clubs. So when I got home, I want to be fresh and clean. I'm a clean person. So, you take a shower and I take a shower. We ain't got to take them together. But, sometimes we did. But like, let's clean up before we get dirty. So, my thing is, at that time, I wasn't thinking and being responsible for my world. And I think that's the hard part. Dudes have to
when you're young, you don't know. When you're in your late teens, early 20s, you don't know unless somebody tells you. You don't know that. But I never liked it. I always had this thing, with me, where I didn't like all of that shit. Like when chicks, want to do all that shit in public, public displays of affection. I'm like, you ain't my girl, chick. I ain't trying to be just all up on you like that and shit. You know what I'm saying? But also, like the taking showers, when I was in high school, I had a chick that wanted to take showers right after fucking. I'm like, nah, I'm good. And they literally got mad, and a couple of them stopped talking to me after that. They wouldn't fuck with me no more. And I'm like, all right. But I never switched up. I never said, okay, let me take. No, I'm like, what they tripping on? But for whatever reason, in their mind, they felt like me not wanting to take showers with them was rejection. Like I was rejecting their non-sexual time and attention. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to lay up with you like that and that. Because you're going to think that is something that is not, right? So it was just something about me that I never really liked that, right? But when it comes to non-sexual attention, when you're young, you're giving it and don't realize what it's causing on the back end. Okay? You don't realize what is signaling it to the woman. So you think about this. When you got off work and you was kicking it with her, she thought, oh, I'm someone he comes home to.
Oh.
Like a girlfriend. Fuck away.
Well, I tell you, I had her at my house, so she had to she had to come to my
That's
house.
what I'm saying, but still, yeah.
But I always thought the opposite, right? When they be like, "Hey, I want to take a shower with you" or something like that, I in my head I'd be like, "Well, maybe she ain't never took a shower with nobody. She's just trying to fulfill a fantasy." Right, that's how I was justifying stuff. Like, okay, she's trying to fulfill this fantasy. Let's get this fantasy fulfilled. So I just wasn't thinking on that regards, and the sooner guys could think on that regards for intent movement, it will be a lot better for you. And then you won't have issues with seeing genuine and non-genuine because you will be moving more genuine. So it has to be present.
Yep. It's called blurring the lines. You're blurring the lines. Okay. Anytime you're dealing with a woman and for the most part, you don't want anything other than sex.
Right.
And you start doing non-sexual shit, which could be spending the night, taking showers, watching movies, Netflix and chilling right before the sexual feeling. All of that is non-sexual shit. Anytime you do that, you open up the floodgates for a woman's emotions to come running in.
Mm-hmm.
And for her to think that what you guys got going is going somewhere that maybe you don't want it to go. Now, if after some time, you've been dealing with her for a little while and you've come to the conclusion that she's someone that you would like to date, then, do what you do. But even then, you want to slowly introduce shit. You don't want to go from seeing her 3 times a month to 3 times a week overnight. You don't want to do that. You want to creep in the extra days. You want to creep them in. And guys, here's the biggest reason. I don't want to give too much away about it. The biggest reason why you want to creep shit in is because she's going to associate the creeping in of shit with the time she's been investing. She's going to see, I can see the more I show up, the more consistent I am over time. I can see how he's giving me more access over time. If you just give the woman all that shit, it's gonna burn hot. It's gonna burn hot, and it's gonna be wonderful at first, but there's nothing else for you to give because you gave her everything on the front end. So now she's trying to get blood out of her turnip and get more, and there's nothing to get because you gave it all. It's kind of like if you're fucking a chick for 2 hours the first time you meet her, and then you're fucking her for 2 hours every day that you see her during the week. What else you got? You didn't gave her the platinum service, right?
Exactly.
You gotta, guys. It's kind of like if anybody know anything about track, right? When you talk about Olympics, whenever they do the heats, they got like 10 different heats on like the 100 meter, for example. They don't run 100%. They save their 100% sprint for the finals, right? They run at maybe 85% speed, right? Because they don't gotta run at their top speed to get the job done. So when you actually know how to fuck, you ain't gotta fuck her like you try to knock the lining out that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? If you know how to fuck, you can just give her the copper package, right? Or the bronze package. And that should be enough. The platinum package, that you got to get that for a chick that's been down for a minute, right? Not for a chick right away. Real quick, and I'll tell you what I mean. I had a client, he had sex with this chick for the first time. And he had fucked her for like an hour. And I guess she didn't come or whatever, right? So he was done. So he got up, he started getting dressed, and she said, I haven't finished. So he got undressed and got back in the bed and tried to finish whatever he was doing. You don't want to turn yourself into that, where women are directing you around and you become just a tool for their pleasure, but they don't actually respect you as a man. You don't want that.
But I really think this is stuff that you have to learn. And I think that's why, the platform is here for it. Like, you really have to learn some of the stuff, because even then your actions have to meet up with your words, right? So part of them staying the night wasn't because I really wanted them to stay the night. It was just that it's late at night, and for safety purposes, you can just roll in the morning, right?
Hey, they got high beams on them cars, bro.
Right. It was just being courteous, right?
I'm fucking with you.
Being courteous, respect that, hey, that's how I was doing it. But it didn't matter how many times I said we weren't this over here.
It don't matter.
The actions were saying we were.
Exactly.
So, and it's, I had to learn a little more and adopt a different thing. Like, okay, hey, call me when you get home now. Call me when you do this now. Call me when you when you get there. So, and your actions have to match up with your words and the things you're saying.
Women are easily spoiled, very easily. You can do something once and they get used to it. But if you do something twice and you do it in close proximity, it becomes almost like a habit, like they expect it now, right? Exactly. It's kind of like just a wild example. Like, let's say you do 3 dates. In the first 2 dates, you send a limo to pick up a chick, and her favorite bouquet of flowers is in the back of the limo. And then a third date, the first 2 dates you do this. On a third date, you show up with the Toyota Corolla. You just roll up. She gonna look at you funny. She gonna look at, and every woman will look at you funny. Now, some women, depending on how the woman is viewing you, some of them are gonna trip right away, but they're all gonna look at you funny, and they're all gonna feel some kind of way. Because they're gonna be like, I don't want to be ungrateful or anything, but I really liked that.
Mm-hmm.
So was that the last time I'm gonna get that? Mm-hmm. And that's what happens. It's the same thing with fucking.
Zach, that's so real. I had a Yukon Denali, right? A Yukon Denali, TVs, the rims, sunroof, all when it was laid out. And then I have a car, because I believe all men should have a car and a truck, if they can. So
I got a car and a bicycle. That's about the best I could do. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I met this young lady. I'm picking her up in a Yukon Denali. Then I pick her up in my Toyota, right? And the way she looked at the door before hopping in was like, what's this? And I was shocked. Like, hey, hop in. My car was clean too. The car had rims, tinted windows, all that stuff, but it just wasn't a Yukon Denali. And I'm like, hey, hop in. I at that moment, she didn't realize it. At that moment, we were done.
Wow.
By the stank she put on the moment of just hopping in the vehicle.
Yep.
She was like, ew. Like,
she asked, like, oh, is your truck in the shop? Is it like
she asked it?
Yeah. Wow. Then she asked me if it was mine. She's like, is the truck yours?
Wow,
like
disrespect.
Like I looked at her, I said,
wow, it was really about the truck then, huh, bitch?
But and I should have said, I should have said, go ahead, open that door back again, get out. Yeah. But we went on, we had our fun, but she didn't realize it was our last time hanging out. And right. This day, she probably don't realize what she did wrong, because I didn't call her, ghost her ever after that. Which I don't believe in that. Any, you should tell them what's up. But
that bitch said, "Is it yours?" Like, and see, now when she looked at it, she was like, "Oh, he duped me. He thought he had me thinking he was riding clean, and he got this shit over here. Now I got to be seen in this." Bro, but the disrespect. But go ahead.
Let me answer this question. Forbidden Fruit of Life says, do you believe that two truths can coexist? Can a person do for oneself and for others? So here's the thing. You all, again, just because someone benefits from what you do doesn't mean you're doing for another person. You can think that you're doing something for someone else, but the truth is you're not. The truth is you're doing it for yourself. Because if you really understand, you are one vessel. You make choices on how to move your body and do things action-wise. When you do something, when I pick up my phone, I'm doing this for me. Me being on this platform right now, talking to y'all. I'm not doing this for Zag. I'm not doing this for Jay Roman. And I'm not doing it for none of y'all motherfuckers in the chat. I'm not doing it for Forbidden Fruit. I'm not doing it for anybody that might hear me. I'm doing it because this is what I like to do Saturday at between 12 and 2 p.m. every Saturday. This is what I like to do. I like to put my message out onto the YouTube platform so niggas can hear my shit and possibly go to Cunningham Elements and shop Lucario and buy my shit because it's a business and because I feel like I have a valuable message to put out to the world. So I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for me. The fact that you benefit from it is an added effect. It's a compliment to what I'm doing, right? It's a compliment. It's right. It's a byproduct of what I'm doing for me. So it's not the fact that two things are happening at once. The truth is that you're just doing one thing, and the latter part of it is happening by default. It's just like Kay said, it's a byproduct, but it's not me doing something for myself and for somebody else. You never ever do anything for anyone else.
Let me say this real quick, and that's the trick that society played on the psychology of men.
Facts.
You believe you're doing it for women, and women believe it's being done for them, which is why they want to feel special. That's why chicks want to feel special. Oh, I want to feel that the thing I'm getting or being done is unique to me. Like it's for me and me only, which is why the chick in the video clip was like, oh, he's not romantic enough. Because what she wants for him to come up with a thought on his own and then execute that thought on his own so she can feel like, look at what he did for me.
Right.
But if he does it, he's really doing it for himself still. For all you guys that got girlfriends and shit, right, or wives or whatever it is, when you buy them birthday gifts, Christmas, anniversary, you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for yourself, right? And I'll tell you why. This is how you know you're doing it for yourself. Buy her something and don't get the proper thank you. And see how you feel about that. You're gonna be tight. You're gonna be tight. If you spend $1,000 on this bitch for Christmas and she buy you a pack of Hanes 3-pack underwear and be like, there you go, nigga. A lot of you niggas, you're gonna be tight, right? Which means you weren't doing it. You weren't really doing it for her. You were really doing it for the adulation. You was really doing it for how she was gonna respond to what you was doing. Right? You wanted to see the joy and happiness on her. But you also want her to look at you and be like, thank you so much. And if you don't get, it's kind of like a compliment. When you guys give women compliments and a woman don't respond and y'all get all mad, the compliment isn't for her, it's for you. It's for validation so she can say something good about what you said about her.
I can see where this guy is asking if two things can be true, because you think genuinely you're doing something nice for somebody else. But the feeling that you get for doing nice for somebody else is because of you. It's tied back to you.
Yep. Everything.
So that feeling is the feeling that you want. You want to feel like a good person to give things to people. I'm not saying that's not nice. I'm not saying it's not a nice deed, but that deed is also tied to how you feel about yourself and what you do.
Right.
Now, me and the homies, we get together and we used to feed the homeless all the time, right? We would feed the homeless. And then it got to be too much, right? The feeling wasn't worth going out there to do.
Right.
You know, because we had to run in with some homeless, you know, fighting at the stuff we were trying to give them, yelling at us because the coffee ran out. I remember I almost socked this dude out because my younger, you know, my daughter was giving out fruit and stuff, and it was our bag. We didn't think about it, but we were giving out fruit in little bags of lunches and stuff, and we had apples in there, and the dude started screaming at my young daughter that was handing out bags.
Oh,
like,
man.
Like, you think we can eat apples because of our teeth? You know, you think we can eat apples? You know, we can get some different fruit and stuff in it, you know. Nigga. At that time, I'm like,
while I'm trying to be charitable, nigga.
Bro, it would be a hobo beatdown. It would be a hobo beatdown.
But you feel that way.
When I'm done with you, you won't have no more fucking teeth to complain about, nigga. What are we talking about? But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. We, man, you don't know how fast I made a straight A to B line. So the thing is that I felt that way because the feeling I was getting was disrupted. It was disrupted by the unappreciation of what I was doing. And I want you to appreciate what I'm doing because I'm taking my time, my money to do something good for you. Right? So, we got to understand that what you can do can be nice, but it's still the one fact that it's still for you.
It's for you.
So you can feel like you're a nice person. You can feel like you're a responsible person in society. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Just, let's be honest with ourselves, though.
Exactly.
Let's just be honest with ourselves.
Yep.
There you go. And it's kind of like it goes back to if you buy something for somebody and they don't like it, a lot of people get offended because you wanted them to like what they purchased. And you thought they were going to respond a specified way, and that way of them responding was going to make you feel a certain way.
Right.
But because they disrupted, like Jay Roman is saying, they disrupted that euphoria you thought you was going to feel. And now you're pissed. And because I've gotten caught up in that when I was younger. When I would buy shit thinking that this person would like this. This person would appreciate this. And then you get it and it's like, nah, they don't. So I just started buying pots and pans for bitches for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? I swear to God, I ain't lying. Hey, because I'm a benefit. She gonna cook out the motherfuckers the food I'm gonna be eating.
Bought cleaning supplies. You bought cleaning supplies, mops and stuff.
Crock pots. Hey, her favorite color is red. I'm gonna get her a red microwave, a red crock pot, red spatulas, all that. Yeah, I got that.
See, this is why we gotta fuck with. We gotta first of all know who we are as men, know our masculine identity, and do our best to fuck with women that are aligned with that masculine identity. Because see, when you deal with people who are aligned, when you do what you want to do, and they do what they want to do, and everything comes together. That's called synergy. Do you understand? It just so happens that K-Zag, myself, Jay Roman, we like and want to be here from 12:30 to 2 doing this show every Saturday. I want y'all to understand that is literally just a case of alignment. Because ain't nobody, I mean, we get a couple of super chats or whatever, but ain't nobody getting paid directly for this. I mean, unless y'all niggas know something I don't, let me know.
If y'all know something I don't, let me know.
You know what I'm saying? But ain't nobody getting like paid directly for this. But the point I'm trying to make is that us three at this moment in time, we are all doing exactly what we want to do. It just so happens through synergy and alignment that we are able to come together to do what's called the Manhood is a Skill Set show. And we're here to spit this game and give this message. But not one of us are doing anything for the other man. All of us are here because we want to be. You understand? So I don't want you. This is the problem with so many people. They fucking lie to themselves. Like, oh yeah, well, Miles, you did the show for Jay Roman, and you did the show for K-Zaggin. You did all of that for those guys. No, I didn't do nothing for them guys. I'm right here right now, selfishly doing what I want to do. But it just so happens us three gentlemen at this moment are in alignment. You understand? And no shade to Mr. Justin, but like today's an example where whatever Justin is doing is not necessarily in alignment with this show today, and he's not here. But we also leave it open for when Justin is in alignment to make it happen. He has the option to come in and do it, and we appreciate him for it. But that's where it stops. You understand? It's not like if you know what I'm saying? It's not like if Justin don't come in, we're like, yo, man, fuck Justin, man. He should be here, bro. Like, no, a man gonna do what he want to do. And it's either we are in alignment or we're not. That's why knowing who you are is so fucking important. Because a lot of you don't know who you are, and you're making decisions because you think you're doing shit for other people. You think you're doing favors for other motherfuckers. And then not only do you think you're doing a favor for somebody else, you also think that after you do that favor, that somebody owes you something. I want you to understand that after we say peace and at the end of the show, K-Zaggin, Jay Roman don't owe me shit. None of y'all niggas in the chat don't owe me nothing. I am literally here because I want to be. And that's what we must understand about our masculine identity. When you know who you are, the decisions that you make are 100% for you. The fact that anybody benefits from those decisions is what's called a blessing. It's what's called a fucking miracle. If I say something today to change some man's life, to change some young man's life, or his perspective on how he deal with bitches, or his perspective on how he sees himself as a man, that is a blessing. Do you understand me? That is a goddamn miracle. But I'm just here doing me, and that's it.
That's facts. Scary Perry, for a minute, bro, I was like, damn. Because he said, this is one handsome motherfucker at the bottom left of the screen. And I was looking at Miles, and then I said, I know he ain't talking about Miles. I know he ain't talking about Miles is handsome. But then I saw that his comment is up there, and I'm like, woo, okay. He's talking about himself. All right. Woo, he was.
The first thing I did was look and see that it was
context is important. I saw that.
The first thing I did is look and see that it was a dude's comment. I was like, what's going on here?
I was like, I knew he thought Miles was cool, but I didn't know he thought he was that cool.
Oh, that's funny. That was a good one.
Shout out to Scary Perry, baby. Shout out to Scary Perry.
Oh shit. Oh my god. So yeah, guys, we have 25 minutes. Oh shit, less than that. 20 minutes. We got about 20 minutes. Shout out to my San Antonio Spurs, by the way.
Oh yeah.
This now we get to see some real shit because it's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be sick.
Well, Detroit is they're making it tough, but
tomorrow night, baby, Game 7.
Tomorrow,
it's gonna be crazy
here. But New York is looking. No matter if we get past this Cavalier, New York is looking kind of tough.
I had a back and forth. Shout out to one of my homies and shit. He's from New York, but I went to high school with him. You know, he definitely a Knicks fan. And I was like, man, the real championship is with OKC and San Antonio. Because he's a New Yorker. He's like, nah, don't be shitting on my Knicks. I don't think so. They playing the best out of anybody right now. And then I had to hit him with, you know what, you right. I can't really argue.
Yeah, they looking nice.
They did just kind of run over Philly and Atlanta and shit.
Well, Philly was nothing really. I don't even know how they. Philly's whack.
Nigga Miles said, don't diminish what my Knicks did. Don't do that.
I'm not diminishing none of that, but they had Embiid, man. Was he healthy for the playoffs? Oh, surprise! That
nigga was the entire fucking time.
Yeah.
Yo,
he gonna learn how to shoot from the floor because he's always on the ground.
His body betrays him.
I heard rumors about him retiring, but I don't know.
His body betrays him. He have all of these weird different injuries, bro. Like it's just weird shit be happening to him. Like fucked up shit be happening to him. I kind of feel for the brother a little bit.
The type of money they be making, I'll never retire. I'll be sitting all the way down the end of the bench. Coach,
LeBron gonna pay till he's 50. He said,
"You need me for these 3 minutes? I got you, coach. For these 3 minutes, I got you." Nah.
I'll take the veterans minimum, and that shit will be like 800,000. Like I'll take it. Fuck it.
I never really understood how come the older players don't, pass the lantern. Hey, it's your time, youngsters. Go ahead and just kind of ease their way on the back of the bench. Still make that league minimum.
Nah,
pride and ego, bro.
A lot of these niggas got too much. Yeah, like you said, pride and ego. They got too much ego. Like a nigga like LeBron, he don't want to be in the fucking background. He's too much of an egomaniac for that type of shit, and that shit sucks. That shit sucks. But let me see.
LeBron for the dub. Respect to the fellas.
Let me see. Let me get this real quick. 862. Speak up. Let's see if the guys can hear you. 862.
It was good.
Yeah.
We got him.
Okay, great. All right, 862. Name, age, city. How can we help you? Name, age, city. Go ahead.
Yeah, Justin, Houston. Age just turned 38.
All right.
And I donated. I think last week. I don't know if y'all got to my call.
You donated last week?
Yeah, because I tried to call in.
Anybody can confirm that? Because I don't know.
Who did you donate to last week?
Miles in the game.
Miles
maybe
everything.
last week or a couple weeks ago. It was $5.
You did a couple weeks ago. Oh
Yeah.
no, bro, y'all can't be doing that,
do
bro.
all that, bro. We don't do all that. If you ain't get to call, you gotta every show is a new deal, bro. Every show's a new deal.
Oh, okay, all right, then. Yeah, but
I mean, wait. Let me ask you this question. No, wait. Let me ask you a question, brother. Seriously, let me ask you a question. Yeah. The information that you about to ask right now is, what is it really worth to you?
It's worth a lot. I was going to say.
Okay, so what's the problem with sending in brand new support for a new day, for a new show?
Yeah, okay, I'll send in another $5. It's cool. It's no problem.
Okay.
All I wanted to say was, yeah, man. I've just finally gotten to the point where I love myself, man. It took me a while to get there, man, and I just want to say, like, hey, like, I appreciate everything y'all do for the game. I learned a lot from you guys, and hey, I just appreciate what y'all doing, man.
Right.
Sometimes I don't see like eye to eye with everything y'all say,
right?
Or like everything y'all do. I don't. I'm not gonna say I do, but I appreciate what y'all bring to the table. That's all I want to say.
Okay, appreciate you, brother, and send that $5, man. Send that $5, right? All right, appreciate you. All right.
Hey, caller, before you go, caller, you still there?
Nah, he's out. He's out.
Okay.
He can probably still hear you though. I mean,
I just want him to understand the reasoning of your question was to understand the mentality of his thought line.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times our actions got to be aligned up on who we are and what we really believe. If you really believe the value of it, you would have did it already.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just
we ain't got the time to be trying to check 2 weeks ago.
Yo, exactly. I ain't, man. Come on, man. Shit.
Yeah.
So
guys,
appreciate the call. Appreciate the call, man. Good job.
Appreciate the call. But let me say this about agreeing. You're not supposed to agree with everything we say because you're your own man.
Exactly.
Right?
Real talk.
There's nothing. Okay, guys. When you talk about ideologies and philosophies, there are going to be individuals that have certain philosophies and ideologies that are relatable to you. But it doesn't mean that you agree with every single thing that. No, if you agree with every single thing someone said, I would have to check your temperature and make sure you're all right.
Facts.
Simply because, and I rock with Miles Heavy, I rock with Jay Roman, all the fellas from the Real Game No Theory joint, right?
Yep.
And there's a lot of things, game recognized game. That's why I fuck with them the way that I do. But there's ways that they move that it's not in me to move that way simply because we're not the same man. Even when we was in Miami, myself, Jay Roman, Fifth, and Steve was in the car. You talking about 4 niggas that do their own thing, like we four niggas that are used to running the show in their own corners of the world.
Exactly.
Right? And you can tell when you get niggas who are leaders in their own right. You don't have a bunch of just niggas holding their head down like whatever you niggas want to do is okay with me. No, you know what I'm saying. So just understand we are our own man, and we have our own trains of thought, and we move differently. Because we are our own man and shit. So no, you ain't supposed to agree with everything. It's okay.
We got
when you disagree. Oh, go ahead.
And
we got 10 minutes left, guys. Go ahead and call in if y'all gonna call in. We got 10 minutes left, man. All right.
And I think that's the part that guys have to understand. It's good to have a tribe. We're good to have iron sharpen iron is the saying, right? But it's not wood sharpen iron, it's iron sharpen iron. So that other person got to be solid too, and it's always good to have people around you that are solid. Like, my son, I'm so proud of my son, man. He just made the National Honor Roll and everything. And
shout out to him.
But while he's up there getting inducted, there was only a few of us in the room, if y'all know what I'm saying.
I know what you mean.
And one of his partners was getting abducted. And when he was walking down the way, they dabbed each other up. Like, like, what's up? Like, hey, we did this, and hopping in the car, I always ask him, certain questions. And one of them is always going to be your own individual. And then I commented and said, hey, man, I like the way you don't hang with dummies. He goes, nah, Dad, I don't hang with dummies. Like, don't worry, Dad. Don't worry, Dad. I got it. Because I always take the moments. I always take those moments. Like, fellas, I hope you're taking those moments with your children, You know, it don't have to be a long lecture. It don't have to be a speech every time.
Right.
But you have to grow their mind as they grow.
Right.
You know, and teach them things. You don't know if you're gonna be here tomorrow, so teach them stuff. Teach them stuff. Don't wait till they get older. Yeah, don't wait till your sons get older.
Bro, yeah, a lot of you guys, y'all need to see the movie Fences with Denzel Washington. Y'all need to see that movie Fences. When he had that conversation with his son, it was like, I don't care if you like me. I'm not here to be liked by you.
Right.
I'm here basically to teach you some shit. So when you go out in the world, you're prepared. I look at myself the same way. See, I can take my kids to arcades and we can go to the beach and I can take one of my daughters to this trip. We can do all of that fun shit. But in the meantime and in between time, I'm here to teach you some shit.
Right.
So that way, when you go out into the world, not only right now, but when you go out into the world, you have enough information so you don't fuck up. Now, here's the thing. Free will. People are still going to make their own choices, and it might go against the lessons they were taught, but the lessons were taught. So don't act like I didn't teach you shit if you want to do something different. But to your point, J. Roman, teach these kids something, right? And a problem with a lot of you guys, y'all deal with women, y'all are not teaching women anything. Teach these women something, right? And here's the thing. If there's some depth to you as a man, if there's some substance to you, women have no choice but to learn something from you. They're going to learn something from you. But a lot of you guys, y'all are so interested in trying to get and keep a woman.
Right.
The only thing you teaching them is how insecure you are, which is why they don't want to stay.
Right. That's a fact. Yep.
Good point. I like that. He's tied it right back to these women.
Right back. Right back.
But that's what legacy. You talk about legacy. The effect I have, I probably won't even be around to see it.
Right.
By the time true appreciation of me comes, I might not even be around to see that true appreciation where, you know, my son or my daughters are older and they like, you know what? Damn, Pops taught me a lot. You know, good or bad, either way. You know what I'm saying? So I think that these moments that take time to really get to know, like Miles, know yourself. You got to know yourself before you start that journey. And I think it's very important that you have to learn and grow and then teach the ones, you know, coming up to learn and grow. So,
real quick,
I think Steve Dean was here.
Yeah, shout out to Steve. Hold on, what did he say? Let me snatch. God damn it. His comment that what I saw just now. There we go. And he corrected. He said, someone with no game can't see eye to eye. He can't see anything and he doesn't love himself. Respect to my dogs. Get the likes up. Yeah, you know. Shout out to the homie.
Steve in the chat, man.
Shout out to the homie. And don't forget, y'all, Real Game No Theory, tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central, 12 noon Eastern, right? And guys, we got 10 minutes. It's too late to call in. But if y'all got some questions, I would say get them in within the next 5 minutes.
Let's get to the questions that we could. Any questions we could answer in there or right now?
Nah, we got them out already.
Okay.
Shit. That's it. Yeah, y'all really haven't been participating, y'all. You know, these I think we did an hour last time. We can go back to doing it for an hour if y'all gonna be, doing this and shit.
Facts. I don't got no problem with that.
Did we get the Librarian fourth? Is that
y'all got it. Just in case he didn't, because if y'all didn't hear, maybe he didn't hear. Shout out to LeBron with the 20. Respect to the fellas. Yeah, we got him. All right. So, guys, real quick, back to the title: the relationship trap that makes men lose themselves, and that is compromising, right? And you hear that a lot. Oh, you got to compromise. You got to make sacrifices if you want that woman. And then how they get you is with that love shit. Oh, if you really love somebody, you'll compromise. Well, my thing is, if they really loved you, they wouldn't ask you to compromise. How you do with that? Right? Exactly. So you can say it both ways. Oh, if you really love someone, you'll compromise. Well, if they really love me, why would you want me to compromise? Right? Because here's the thing about love, right? Supposedly, allegedly, you accept the good and the bad. You accept everything about the person. So if you want me to change, that means you're not accepting everything about me. You're saying, I'm going to love you, but with these conditions. Well, then I don't want your love then. What the fuck I want? Shit. What the fuck? Because see, I love myself unconditionally. So why would I want or accept conditional love from a woman? That don't make no sense. It's watered down love. That's how I look at it. It's watered down. My shit is pure and uncut. Why would I take your watered down shit? No. Which is why I don't understand why guys get upset when women want to break up or divorce, because if you love yourself, whatever love she has for you could never match or eclipse you. It can never match. So if a woman is leaving my life, she can't take any love with her because I got it all.
Right.
I already have it all. So whatever little love she had, no offense, I mean, she could take that with her, right? But her love never matched or eclipsed the love I have for myself. So a woman leaving me, it's not like I felt like, man, she took her and her love with her. Where's what I'm gonna get my love from? Right? A lot of guys act like they attached to that shit.
Right.
No. Now, I might miss fucking her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I miss that thing she used to do. But on to the next.
On to the next.
And it's okay, guys. It's okay. Let me just say this for guys who be all heartbroken and y'all be sitting in the dark. Look, real quick.
I don't understand that.
That when I don't want to say too much because I don't want to out the person, but I remember when I was a teenager, I was in high school, and there was this individual. This little girl broke his heart. And I remember he was sitting in the dark. He was skipping dinner and shit. The shades was always drawn. And I remember looking at that shit. I remember being, 17 years old. I'm looking at that shit like, really? You going through all of this? Because the chick don't want to fuck with you no more? This could never be me. And I remember just saying to myself, this could never be me going through these emotional changes because of a chick, right? This could never be me. And I just vowed from that time forward, this would never be me. I'm not going to get so sucked up into dealing with a woman that when a woman wants to move away from me, I'm despondent. And I'm like, I just don't want to eat. I lost my appetite. I just want to sit in the house and sit in the dark all day. I don't want my sleep pattern is all fucked up now. Like all I do is think about her. No. Right. But guys, when you compromise your identity, shout out to Miles, masculine identity. That's where you really suffer the most.
Right.
Because you're compromising yourself, believing if I give her everything that she wants and I inundate her with love and consideration and thoughtfulness, I'll get all the love she has to have in return. I'll be repaid with oodles and oodles of love from her. Oodles and
Hey, Zach, you're saying some truth. Like everybody, and I'm gonna keep it funky, man. I done wrote me a letter one time, real sappy and emotional. It was a real sappy and emotional letter to somebody I broke up with. The most goofiest time I ever acted was the most compromising relationship I ever had. Right, and they matched up. The most goofiest I ever acted, I was compromising crazy, and I broke it off because I didn't like the feeling. You ever do something you don't even like the feeling?
You know you fucked up. You know you fucked up.
I don't like what I've become.
That's your spirit. Your spirit is talking to you like, hey, you playing yourself. That's your spirit.
We had an old school partner come to. He used to play ball and stuff, and came to the house from Minnesota, and I'll never forget this story he told. And he said one day he woke up and he looked at his wife, and his wife had this look like, damn, you woke up? I didn't want you to wake up today. And he knew it was time to go.
Damn.
And he said throughout the course of that life, he felt like a sucker ass monkey motherfucker the whole time. And I have never forgot the way he said that, because in that relationship, that's exactly how I felt. And it took me to wake up to be like, you know what? I'm not even myself right now. So I'm not saying it ain't never happened to me, but that one time was enough to know I'll never be that dude again, ever.
That's enough.
And let me say this real quick, and I don't give a fuck. Shout out to him with the 10. For zagging, free game, appreciate you. Let me say this real quick, and I want guys to understand something. If you build a life that you're proud of, okay, that you're proud of, it don't matter what anybody else think. If you build a life that you're proud of, if you're proud of yourself, why would you deal with a woman who doesn't want to come into your life without attempting to change anything? If you're proud of it, because if you're trying to make changes or adjustments to your life to be accommodating to women, that must mean you're not proud of it. Like I'll use gamers as an example. I remember this was just before COVID. You know, back when I had this little job. Well, I may not say it was a little job, it was a little career thing. But back when I was, going into the office and all that, I remember it was this guy. He had a girlfriend, and there were people who thought he was going to get married. I guess there was a rumor that went around that he was going to be marrying his girlfriend. So a couple of the girls was telling him, because they knew he was a gamer, and they said, "Oh, you got to give up those video games now. You're about to be married." And I stood up, and I was like, "No, he don't." And I was like, "Bro, don't give up shit. Don't give up a damn thing." I'm like, she knew she was fucking with you when you was, doing your game and shit. She gonna fuck with you when she misses whoever. I'm like, don't give up a damn thing. And that's that shit right there, guys. This is why this is important. If you know you like to spend time playing your video games, work women around that.
Right.
Okay, listen what I'm telling you. Work women around your video game time. Mm-hmm. Don't stop playing video games and then give that time to women and then later on want that video game time back from the women you gave it. Don't do that. A lot of you, that's what you do. A lot of the time you had for yourself, you give it all to women. And then when you want some of it back to do shit for yourself, to hang with your friends or play your little video games or to go fishing or whatever it is you want to do, now you're catching hell from these women because they feel like you're being inconsistent. And all you're really trying to do is get some of your time back, but you fucked yourself by giving it all away. We do have a question. So he says, how do you deal with the woman being disrespectful? You don't. Yeah, I got it.
You take your belt off and you spank her. Come on, man. Like, that's one of these questions.
I think he's talking about going out and approaching women. Yeah, just walk away, bro. Learn how to walk away. Learn how to not take shit so personally and walk the fuck away.
See, you know what? It's funny because earlier I was talking about that, how guys give a compliment and they expect something from the woman. Look at this question. How do you deal with a woman being disrespectful after you gave a compliment? Guys, this is what you don't understand about a compliment. Women don't owe you a debt of gratitude because you complimented them. Exactly. Women don't owe you their time. They don't owe you no pussy. They don't owe you no conversation. They don't owe you a smile. They don't owe you a thank you. Women owe you nothing. Guys, I want guys to understand this, and please remember this. These women you're meeting, they are strangers. That's what they are. It doesn't matter that you want to fuck them or not. You wanting to fuck them and thinking that they're pretty doesn't invalidate the fact that they are strangers to you. Y'all are strangers to each other. So you're walking up to this stranger and you're giving her a compliment, and then you feel some kind of way because she doesn't respond to your compliment the way you expected her to. You can't move like that.
Facts.
Women don't owe you nothing.
Facts. Yep.
I think guys got to realize every pretty woman they don't have no good attitude. They can be rude too. They're people. They can be rude as hell. Women can be rude and downright cutthroat. Like, you don't know her personality or who she is.
Women can be ruthless. Women can be really
So what? So what?
Yeah, if a woman, guys, there's been times I'm talking to a chick and she keep walking. Okay, what you gonna do? Stop walking. That's rude. Come back and talk to me. Like, she doesn't owe you a conversation. But what it is you guys, y'all get emotionally attached to a woman liking you. And y'all said it earlier in the beginning of the joint, they want to be liked so bad that, see, y'all believe that your compliment is a safe way to enter into a conversation with a woman that you want.
Right.
That's what your compliment is. So in essence, when a woman rejects your compliment, she's rejecting your sexual advances.
Right.
Even though you haven't made any sexual advances in your mind, because she's rejecting your compliment, she's throwing you away. She's throwing a whole man away. Damn, she didn't even respond to my compliment. This is why guys get all upset. Guys, you should not be emotionally attached to a woman liking you.
What's crazy, like, let's think about this too. Let's say he says, hey, you know what? You look very nice. And she turns and says, I don't talk to short guys.
What can you do about it? Nothing.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Walk
you
away.
can be short, and maybe she don't like talking to short dudes. Two things can be true at the same time. Are you considering that rude or disrespectful, or is that just it is what it is?
Or
Like,
you can tell her she's looking at the wrong measurements. I'm like, see, you looking at the vertical inches. See, the horizontal inches, baby.
That's
Look.
that advanced stuff I be talking about.
if
If you get upset about missing a compliment, he ain't got the advanced game to talk about you talking about the wrong measurement.
No, but even then, even if a woman is quote unquote rejecting you because of your height, even if you say that, more than likely it ain't gonna, nothing gonna come of it and shit. But if you're just a confident guy and you just talk your shit, you're not saying anything in hopes that women respond in any particular way. You're just saying what you want to say, and however she responds, however she responds.
Exactly.
We got one last question we're gonna grab, and we're gonna be out after that.
Yeah.
He says, so in this game we must give them what they need instead of what they want. Yeah, why would you ever give a woman what she wants? Why would you do that? Why would you do such things?
No, you give what is aligned with your masculine identity. You still focus. You do focus on the women so fucking much. Jesus Christ. You still focused on giving them something, whether it's what they need or what they want. Why the fuck are you so focused on what you're giving them? I know what I have and what I want to give. That's what I'm focused on. And Simply Martinez, it's too late, bro. It's too late. So we out, guys. I don't know, guys. Cunningham Elements, Shop Lucario, and Real Game No Theory tomorrow, 12 noon.
There you go. Jay Roman, where can they find you?
jromanway@gmail.com. That's where I'm at. It's simple. Just email me and we can go from there. Thank you for having me on the show again, Zach. Like always, I appreciate that. And, I'm happy to be back right now.
Hey, guys, again, and fellas, thank you. Shout out to Jay Roman. Shout out to Miles Cunningham. The callers, everyone who super chatted. And also, I got some joints on the back end through the PayPal and all of that. Appreciate y'all. We'll catch up with y'all tomorrow. Real Game No Theory. We out. Peace.